Who remembers this sketchbook? That's right, it's the Canson Graduate Watercolour A5 sketchbook, and I don't like it. Let's go. Let's go. So if you are a regular viewer of my channel, you will see that I have done a couple of videos about this watercolour sketchbook, and I haven't finished it. There is about 4 pages. It's been a huge struggle, and it's taken about maybe a year or so because I've lost interest in it. But I'm making a concerted effort to get it completed, and so I can then do a tour. The other videos on my channel will tell you why I don't like it, but there are even more dislikes the more I use it. So, very hardback sketchbook, and the middle kind of, the pages pull away, so you end up seeing the spine, and it's just, yuck, it just doesn't, I keep saying in every video when I use this, students deserve better. They're going to be put off watercolour if they use the sketchbook because it's affordable. Like with everything in watercolour, paper is more important than the paint, actually. If you have excellent paper and student grade watercolour paint, you're going to get much better effects than if you have student paint or high grade paint and your paper is atrocious. This proves it. Example. Here, it's gone chalky. There's like a chalk surface on this paper that the watercolour paint, when it's dry, actually looks chalky. It might not come up on camera, but it absolutely is in reality a chalky effect. If you like chalky, then that's good, but when you're actually practicing watercolour, you're not looking for chalky. And again, there was one in particular. This one wasn't so bad, but again, it's heavy because what I was finding, like here, for example, there's a weird coating. I don't know what it is, but when you put paint on, it seeps in to paper, and then it's faded. Your paint fades within the paper. It's just odd. So that irritated me. It didn't behave properly. It makes the work harder. And if you're a beginner and you're learning, you'll be thinking you're doing something wrong. That's just terrible. So please, all students, get decent watercolour paper to start with. It pays off in the end. So then that was the thing all the way through. Chalkiness, battling the surface, it was seeping in. I then tried to actually get rid of the surface entirely and coat a acrylic gouache onto it. I then fatally tried my Scapigliata-inspired works and with pen, and again the pen didn't want to move. Like, on watercolour paper, I can get it to move, but these just kind of stayed. The marks all stayed. Same here. I just thought, well, I'll just keep filling up the pages. Just keep doing it. And again, and again, and again. Then I did an owl, and the effect is no good. For me, I don't like the chalky effect. It's pale, very pale. And then if you add another layer, it's suddenly very heavy. There's no nice grade building up. This wasn't so bad. I was probably trying different paint, different watercolours to see if I would get any better effect. So then I went back to doing the pens, like Stabilo Point Max and things, because I figured, well, and at least they did blend out the more water I added, but you had to be very quick because otherwise you'll see marks are still left where it didn't want to actually blend out. But at least it doesn't look as chalky as the other watercolour paints. Now this came out not so bad, the red, and again it is pen. Though I don't think, I think this one is, because the pen marks here. It was like ages ago. So then I did this. This wasn't so bad either. Doing the black and the white. Again, the pen work, I'm getting chalkiness and paleness within the blue. Pale. Yes, there's a pale colour, but it's actually... Can we get right in there? It's just not a nice... And also, can you see this surface, the back of the paper, is different to the front. So here, on the front, is textured for your watercolour. And then the back of that is smooth. And being a sketchbook and not a journal, I like to use both sides. Now, in a journal, you would have a smooth side for writing and then a watercolour side for your painting. But this is a sketchbook, not a journal. But you can use it for both. Now, where did we get to? At some point, I'll be able to show you the spine degrading. But I might have to do that in an aerial view because it's when you're trying to make it lay flat. At the minute, this isn't laying flat. But apparently, that's the other thing that irritated me. It says it's a lay flat sketchbook. Now, it doesn't lay flat. Yes, you mainly will use clips, I know. But if a sketchbook says it lays flat, it should lay flat. And when you first get it, it won't. And you've got to do the spine exercises. And the more you do it, the more the block comes away from the cover, the case. So I'll show you that in the aerial view. Okay, everybody, so this is what I meant by when you bend it back, you see it's come away, the actual paper from the casing up back here. You can see it's really not good. And you have to bend it back like with all, new sketchbooks. The sketchbook exercises, as I call them. So that it does then lay flat. I don't use clips or tape, but I know a lot of artists do. So that was that. So I'm going to go into a time lapse because there's like this has been pre-primed, I think with the Art Deco acrylic gouache, or matte acrylic. I think matte acrylic. That's what I did there. It's ages ago. It's definitely last year. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pages to fill. So definitely a time lapse. Don't forget you get a pocket in the back here. So, for storing. I'm sure there is a pocket. It seems stuck. Hang on a minute. I'm going to be using the Derwent Inktense Black. Yeah, here we go. There's a pocket there. Nothing in there. Remember, you can make your own pockets. So don't let that be your making up your mind just because it has a pocket. You can use envelopes. These are empty too. So if I get time, I'll do something. I just don't feel inspired at all. I just want to get rid of it as soon as possible. But I can't leave a sketchbook empty. That's the thing. They cost money and I feel it's wasteful. So I have to do the best I can with what we've got. Paper is paper, but I just prefer better quality. And my annoyance, as I say, is it's aimed at students. And Bockingford is student watercolour paper, and that's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. This, not so good. Let's do a time lapse. And so, the sketchbook is finished. Look out for Sketchbook tour coming very, very soon. Thank you so much for watching, guys. And I'm going to catch you really soon on my next video. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, and share my video. And I'll see you really soon. Bye.